So, hello everyone. Thank you for joining Experience hosted by Fukuoka 3 Global Startup Center and Great Auckland, New Zealand. I'm Akiko from Global Startup Center, today's MC. Here at the GNC base, I'm with Mumu, the Director of Global Startup Center, and Yoshi. Before we start the meeting, I would like to ask one thing. Please keep your microphone mute and turn off the video during the event. And we post a link for the feedback form of today's event in the chat box. So please give us some minutes to fill it in before you leave. And this is the first attempt. We like to use the chat box interactively. If you have any questions, please put question on the top of the message and share it on the chat box. Also, we like to use this chat box as a networking place. So if you want to PR your project to all the participants, please put PR on the top of your message and you can share it once during the event. If you are interested in certain PR messages, please communicate directly in the chat box. Let me start with sharing today's rundown briefly. So firstly, we'll explain general information of Fukuoka 3 Global Startup Center. And Catriona give us an introduction of Grid Oko for 15 minutes. After our introduction is done, the main session follows. Today, we are welcoming two speakers, Melanie from GeoAR Games and Richard from Smarty. They'll give us about 10-minute presentation to share their startup experience and 5 minutes for Q&A session. So I would like to with the introduction of Global Startup Center. Fukuoka City Global Startup Center is run by the city government, and we are the contact window and the executive unit for foreign startups and entrepreneurs. Our motto is a part of your team. So once you contact us, we are your first team member in Japan. So we work with you, we execute projects together. Even more, we sometimes do tasks on behalf of you. So as you can see, our services are very wide range and available at any stage of your business. So, what I would like to emphasize here is our unique business matching. We have strong connection with not only startups, but also big companies. Moreover, we have good relationship with the local government and public organization as well. So we can arrange very specific business matching, not just introducing each other. And these business matching services are available for any startups. That means even if you are in New Zealand, without having a company here in Japan, moreover, without coming to Japan, we are happy to offer our networks for you to find the potential partners. So let me introduce some of merits for starting business from Fukuoka when you expand your business in the Japanese market. The first point is the safety. Unlike the main big cities in Japan, like Tokyo and Osaka, Fukuoka City is located on the side of the Japan Sea, and we have risk aspects. So which means we could say our location is safer than such big cities geographically. That's why big companies based in Tokyo, they even have data centers in Fukuoka. The second point is our location. Another geographical advantage is the close distance with neighbor countries. Once you set up the business here, you have the market not only in Japan, it can be extended to Korea, Taiwan, and China. When you fly to Tokyo from Fukuoka, it takes about 2 hours. We can fly to in 2 hours. We can fly to Korea, Shanghai, Taipei, as well. Fukuoka can be the gateway to Asian market. And the third advantage is our startup ecosystem. Fukuoka is gradually known as the most popular startup city in Japan because we have been building our unique startup ecosystem since 2012. So it's been 10 years and we have many support for startups. And you can find them once you visit our startup hub called Fukuoka Growth Next. It's where GSC is located. Fukuoka City has a project that support implementation of POC, proof of concept, within the city. And the last point should be high quality of life. Compared to big cities, Fukuoka is of course smaller, but this is big advantage of us. It's not crowded, less competitive, and the living cost here is more affordable and reasonable. It's important for startups to save your living costs so that you can spend more for the developing your business. We also have strong communities. Once you get into the community, it's easier to make networks. Fukuoka City is surrounded by rich nature, mountains and beaches, very close from the city center. So we believe our city will be a perfect place for even for the remote workers as well. I'd like to remark this point as well. We are currently selected by the Japanese government as one of the candidate cities for competing to become Japan's next international financial center. So the Japanese government is aware of not only our achievement in the startup, but also the potential as a global city. Here, you can see how compact our city is. The important city functions are centralized within 5 kilometer diameters, and it takes up just 10 minutes from the city center to the airport. That means you can have business meeting in the center of the city at the last minute of your business trip. And as you can see, very quick access to the beach as well. Uh, Fukuoka City has 15 partner institutions in 11 countries. We signed MOU to provide mutual support for startups in the region. We are so grateful to have this event with Great Auckland, our partner institution in New Zealand. Let me briefly introduce about startup visa. Generally speaking, when you live in Japan doing business, you need to have a business manager visa. And there are some requirements to get a visa. However, it's very difficult to fulfill the requirements from outside of Japan. Startup visa is a 6 month visa, 6 months to 1 year residential permit to settle down to prepare such condition and to make sure whether or not the Fukuoka is the right place to start your business before you invest. Once Fukuoka City approves your business plan as an innovative business and confirms that you are capable of implement the plan to fulfill the requirement of the business manager visa within the period, you will get a visa. After the startup visa expires, most of the entrepreneurs convert to business manager visa. So we have some eligible business fields for the startup visa. However, the key of the eligibility is the innovativeness and new value, which means as long as your business is innovative enough to bring new values to the city, the minimum required investment is 5 million yen, which is about 50,000 US dollars per person, and two founders can apply for one project maximum. Of course, their family can come with the applicant with dependent visa. So we have a Canadian startup. They came to Fukuoka with a startup visa, and they use their unique 3D scan technology to offer the experience of mixed reality. They had a collaboration with the Fukuoka City Museum. And the Smarty is a Chinese startup that is developing smart chips with AI voice recognition that enable IoT without Bluetooth nor Wi-Fi. Today, we are welcoming Richard, later of this event. He will introduce more about his project and experience in Fukuoka. Okay, let me quickly introduce our business matching as well. So Kitchen Robotics attended our business matching online event with our Israel partner institution as a speaker. We have introduced several companies, and now they are discussing with a conglomerate company in Japan. They have the headquarters in Osaka. Since they have many experience importing machines relating food industries, we believe they can be as potential distributors in the Japanese market. As we expected, the social company is quite interested in this kitchen robot. They are now discussing to sign NDA for further collaboration. So DeskMe is a Finnish startup to develop desk reservation system for co-working places and offices. With their system, you can easily find the working desk and meeting rooms in your office on your smartphone. We connected DeskMe with JR Kyushu, the railway company. We introduced DeskMe when they opened a brand new co-working space in the Hakata station, which is the Fukuoka city's main entrance station. Not only introducing, we supported initial setting on behalf of DeskMe, and this co-working space installed the system as a POC. They are gaining, DeskMe is gaining local feedback and network through this POC. So another case is Siren from Estonia. We got to know with Siren in the Fukuoka's online event in 2020. So it's about like we are working with for about 2 years. Silent is manufacturing small booth offices with the best sound reduction technology. We connected them with a potential partner that is one of the largest office furniture companies in Japan. Actually, this company has the similar product as Silence. However, the demand for such small offices is getting high and high in Japan. Therefore, we propose them to have Siren as another product lineup. Then the company agreed to purchase samples from Siren, and moreover, they showed more interest in collaboration after they checked their samples. And they just signed NDA for further collaboration last month. So GSC supported all the communication through from scratch to the NDA signing. So as you know already, the Fukuoka is a place you can start easy and start fast. So if you are interested in business expansion in the Japanese market, we are happy to work with you. So please contact us, Global Startup Center, global at startupcafe.jp. Okay. It was our presentation from Fukuoka side. So I would like to introduce Catriona.
ありがとうございます、あきこ。おはようございます。こんにちは。お久しぶりです。皆さん、皆さん、お元気ですか？私はカトリーナです。 Mata o e de kite, totemo yorishi desu. Kia wa yoroshiku onegai shimasu.
お願いします。
I'll just share my screen. Excuse my Japanese. Okay. Are we? So I just want to give you a general idea of Grid Auckland and which is our innovation campus. We are, I'll just actually check. Is that? Sorry, I just have to make an adjustment here. So we are the innovation campus of Auckland. Actually, maybe if I can you see, or I'll just go to this. Is that better? Yeah. We're in the central area of Auckland it's called Wynyard Quarter, and we are a council controlled organisation. We've been funded by our local government to set up an innovation precinct right in the heart of Auckland. This is a little map just to show you that we originally started with 3 buildings, and we have a startup hub, which is our Lysart building, and we also have 2 other buildings that are managed by a partner, but our startup hub is where we support early stage startups and entrepreneurs, very similar to the Fukuoka Startup Centre. This is just to show you the area. We're very close to the water. It's a beautiful environment. We're very lucky to be so close to the water like this. And the central city is just across a short bridge. That's the Sky Tower that you can see in those images. It's a very beautiful part of Auckland. Next. We have our startup hub, as I said, in the centre. And then we also have some big corporate companies that are on the road that borders our precinct. So sometimes it's very advantageous. It's very fortunate to have corporate partners so close to a startup hub, because we can work with them if we have challenges. They present opportunities to our startup communities, and we can sometimes test ideas, and our startups can have access to these corporate partners. This is just some images to show you our spaces. The top image is our Lysart building, which is our startup hub. I'm not sure if any of you have been to Auckland, but there's been a lot of development down on this waterfront area. So it has changed a lot in the last few years. The image down on the left, you see that's our startup cafe called Cafe Collective, where that is an open to the public area where young entrepreneurs or early stage startups can come for completely for free to use our space, to log in and stay there all day if they want to. And upstairs, which is the middle photo, that's just showing you our upstairs space. The more modern building is one that was opened in 2017, and the first 3 floors of that building are co-working spaces. So we have a partner who manages that with us, and as you can see, it is a very modern environment. Lots of different companies are based out of that new building. Before we started working on developing this area, there's always a strategy document that goes behind the actions. And in our strategy, we identified that there's 3 important pillars to make an innovation precinct successful. So we have place, community, and services. So we worked hard on creating a place, an environment that was in a beautiful location and very attractive to local and international startups. We work hard on creating a community. We have lots of community events. We have opportunities for networking and socializing together, and of course sharing ideas, which is what our Startup Hub is all about. It's about collaborations and making connections with other startups so that we can work together, because our philosophy is that we're better together. And the services we provide are just on a regular basis. We have legal advice, business support, marketing advice. What else do we have? Well-being services, everything that goes into making a happy and safe community. Just quickly, we have now across the two main buildings, we have 133 small businesses, and we have over 800 individuals. As I said, we're always creating events where people can get together. Unfortunately, since COVID, that has changed a bit. We haven't been able to get together much in the last 2 years, but previously we were having events just about every day, and we've had well over 50,000 people through the buildings now. The big driver for us is about creating community, which I know is the same as when you go to Fukuoka. These are just some images to show how we do that. There's often lunchtime meetups where we get our community together and we ask one of our startups, one of our residents, to give a talk to share about what they're working on or what they're struggling with, what they need help with. There's also public events which are open to the whole entrepreneur community across Auckland. And these are either small scale meetups or, as you can see, larger events where we have panels and guest speakers, etc. So it's all about sharing and connecting and making those, working together and making connections. Probably don't need to talk about this too much, but we also do have a co-design space, which is an innovation lab. We call it our Grid Auckland Futures Lab. And that's where we are working on public innovation ideas. So a lot of the public sector come to us and use our space, sometimes with other startups, to actually solve the big challenges that are facing our city. That's just some images to show you our Futures Lab. It is a big open space overlooking the Waitemata, which is Auckland's main harbour, and we have our harbour bridge in the background. It's a really playful, beautifully designed space, very open and light for people to come together and work on these major challenges. We have a network of precincts now across Auckland, and our idea is that anyone who came to Auckland, some of our international friends, if a startup wanted to come to Auckland, we have different spaces where we can help them connect into various communities. We have one that focuses on creative technology, which is gaming and special effects, media, film, animation, that sort of thing. And we also have a South Auckland hub, which is predominantly Māori and Pasifika, our Indigenous peoples. It's a place where our people come together and they work on, a lot of them are on digital design ideas. And of course, we have our central hub, and we have others that we are planning to work on as well. So we're creating a real neighbourhood across Auckland. This is just to show you our community, our team out in Grid Manukau, which is called South Auckland. And as I said, it is predominantly Māori and Pasifika entrepreneurs. This is just some images of our Creative Tech Hub, which is again managed by a specialist team. And a lot of these companies are working in AR, VR, AI sort of technologies. And that's I'll just stop sharing. So that's essentially just an overview. We have partners within Auckland Unlimited, our teams that we work with that help with all sorts of entry regulations like visas, etc. But our aim is obviously to just keep connecting with you and to be able to offer you our support and our resources and our connections if we have any Japanese startups from Fukuoka that would like to come. We have a little video just that Akiko can play to give you again an idea of our whole area, our precinct down at Wynyard Quarter. And we don't have any sound. Oh, there we go.
So Grid Auckland is the most amazing community.
We've got a really special buzz and energy. The minute that you walk into the building, you can feel it.
It's like a innovation campus.
Our team is here to help create collaborations between different businesses within our community.
It's right in the heart of the Wynyard Quarter down on Auckland's waterfront. We have 3 buildings. We've got the beautiful old Lysart building, which is we call our startup hub. Then we have the Mason Brothers, which is a beautiful refurbished engineering warehouse. And then our 3rd building is the brand new 12 Madden Street, which is a 5-star green rated building.
Generator's been a big part of the Innovation Precinct with Grid AKL now for 18 months. 12 Madden Street is one of our homes. Also Mason Brothers across the laneway there. Working with Grid AKL as a strategic partner is a real benefit to Generator.
The Lysart building is here to create a space for early stage startups. So we're supporting a wide range of people.
I believe working in an open environment is extremely fundamental for a startup. Grid AKL has allowed our business to find its and develop its own identity. It's been a really nice place for us to grow our business, our team.
Coming from a corporate and working in a division where everybody has similar skill sets, it's great to be in a space where everyone's from that diverse kind of background. So there's lots of opportunities to learn from other people.
I wouldn't have been able to do what we're currently doing without Grid Auckland because of all the networking and all the support that we're getting here. It's just fantastic. It just saves us a lot of running around and trying to find people. You just literally talk to them at the coffee bar.
One of the good things about Grid Auckland is really there are other founders that you can interact with and share with, and got to get a little bit of social time in as well.
We've got a free cafe space downstairs, which is for early stage startups. Anyone's welcome to work there, Monday to Friday.
So For the Better Good creates products and systems that are in harmony with nature. Here at the Grid we've implemented our system where we can compost on site. All food waste that is created from residents or businesses can be composted locally within the Wynyard Quarter, so we can start diverting as much food waste as we can.
We've also got an event space which hosts around 40 events a month. These are supporting the tech startup ecosystem.
I really like public speaking. One way of practicing it is by doing talks here at Grid, lunchtime talks, half-an-hour talks.
Pretty much anyone is welcome in Grid Auckland, especially in the startup hub. You've got dogs, there's Komodo dragons, not a Komodo dragon, but we've had hamsters, there's even a bunny. You'll see people walking in bare feet, almost anything goes, which creates a really welcoming, friendly environment.
I think for any startup wanting to take their business to the next level, I think they should definitely consider Grid AKL.
The team who runs it are so engaged. They're always there for whatever you need, always trying to help.
There's really great opportunities to collaborate with other people who are all kind of hustling and working in the environment.
Really excited about being a part of this Innovation Precinct and driving economic development down here.
The culture here is pretty dope. You know, everyone is essentially like a little family, right? There's still some banter and some table tennis, the occasional, rum party.
So we see Grid AKL as being really the heart of the innovation community of Auckland, and by building this community on making connections both nationally and internationally, we can really help our industry grow.
Thank you so much for presentation, Catriona, and very great videos. Then, GSC should have such kind of video as well.
Actually, I think that we should add one picture of the beach of the Fukuoka.
Yeah.
But it is quite difficult to find a more beautiful picture of the beach compared to your city. We will try to do the best.
And then I also watched many dogs in the videos. So maybe the Fukuoka startup has to commute with dog, with
Dog,
pet.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you need your dogs and your pets. Yes.
Yeah, that's very important.
And I think it's because we are located in the old building. Maybe we can find the rat.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Catriona. So now I'll like to welcome Mel from Geo Video.
Geo Air Games. Hello, konnichiwa. Really
Konnichiwa.
nice to see everybody
Konnichiwa.
again. My Japanese has gone very rusty. I have not had any opportunity to talk much, which is a real shame because I'm such a Japan fan. So
Yeah, we remember that we met you when you came to Fukuoka a few years ago, right?
Yes,
that's right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember all of you, and it's so good to see you all again. I can't believe how long it has been, and so much has happened in that time. It's just insane. Yeah, 2018, is that right? When I was with you and visited you, it's just
yes,
amazing.
we had a meeting at the end of this room.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, nah, amazing building. Really, really loved it. And so, I guess if I reminiscent a little bit about what it was like. So, first of all, I was absolutely privileged that Grid Auckland put me forward to visit you. I had at the time a Japanese intern, Ayako, and it was just amazing how she jumped in and helped me translate one of our games into Japanese. So we decided to pitch our disaster management game to Japan, to the Japanese cities and government, and in particular Fukuoka City. And we figured that was a really, really good subject, disaster management in schools and teaching it via games. What was really interesting, and I guess that's why I encourage everybody to have the opportunity to do a bit of a study visit before they decide to move and jump and everything, and take this opportunity that you guys are offering, is that you can theorize about what it's going to be like to launch your product in another country, but you won't actually know until you've started to talk to users and to your potential clients and have some leads. And I will never forget when we had the opportunity to pitch to Fukuoka officials, and they looked at me and I said, this is incredible, but we would have to have a legal change in order to push gaming into schools to teach something as serious as disaster management. And I would have never, ever expected anything like that. Because, you know, for New Zealand schools, it is reasonably normal to consider games as part of the curriculum and teaching. So that was a real eye-opener, and it also showed us how difficult it was going to be to break into the market. So we looked later on at how we could run a pilot. We managed to get the game into a couple of English-speaking schools in Japan, and got good feedback from the teachers. They saw it as a great opportunity to teach English, even though we did have it translated into Japanese. It was also really helpful to learn about the testing environment. When you're developing software, you are very much dependent on feedback from the users. And one of the traits that I very much love about Japanese people, but that doesn't help very much when you're doing user testing, is that everybody is very polite and doesn't want to say anything bad about your product. So you do need a lot of people who trust that it is okay to give you critical feedback and let you know that something doesn't work and isn't okay. So yeah, it does take cultural understanding to read between the lines if somebody is just really being polite, you know, and wouldn't actually really want to tell you that they would never ever use your product at all. So yeah, so it was really, really helpful talking to the various people who we met with. I was very lucky that I had Fiona with me. She was, yeah, I guess Fiona Heiko was almost given to me like as a, I kept thinking of her like almost as a guardian while I was over there, you know, to keep me out of trouble and keep me safe. And she spoke fluent English, fluent Japanese, and was able to line up all of the meetings and run the conversations with various officials and help me understand the cultural variations between New Zealand, or me being an expat, I'm German. So, you know, understanding the various cultural differences. So that was really, really helpful. And then also tee up a number of meetings with museums and with schools, and, you know, what would pilots look like and how would we do that, etc. So for a digital startup, there are so many things that need to be taken into account, from user testing to what devices are actually being used in the market. For us, we were looking at mobile devices, and in any other country, you know, the mobile devices that you would be coming across are different from the market that you're working in or that you're launching in. So I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to take the opportunity and actually join an accelerator, go to Japan, and really see for yourself what you can learn about the market and about the product. And I guess the key thing that I've learned is that when you're trying to launch in a different country, forget everything that you know about your product and about your users, and you need to start fresh. So yeah, that was a real eye-opener. In the other side, though, of the trip was the amazing startups that I met. I was absolutely amazed about the conference that you put on and the keynote speakers that were there. I was fascinated by the existing technology and the scientists and innovators in Japan. And I really feel that we don't hear enough about that. We don't hear enough about what is being innovated in Japan, what's coming out of Japan, what's happening, especially in Fukuoka, you know, that would be absolutely amazing to have over here in New Zealand. So it really opened my eyes as well as to that language can be, unfortunately, also a barrier to help us learn about the innovation that's happening and that's coming out of Fukuoka. So that was the other side that I saw, you know. So coming into Japan and just being blown away by the science and the ideas and the creative people that you have in Fukuoka, it's, you know, that was really mind-blowing. Yeah, so overall it was a very, very pleasant trip. You know, it was amazing, just the generosity of people and the willingness to connect us with anyone. And, you know, and I will never forget, and I still have it, the hanko that I got as a present from you guys at the very end. It was so sweet. I thought that was such a special gift. That was so absolutely adorable. I really love that. And I did find that the connection that I made with the Fukuoka startup team wasn't something that was just, you know, like, you know, a couple of days and then never again. It really kept going on, and I felt I had an opportunity to stay in touch with everybody, come back, be welcomed, and reach out. And that means a lot.
Now, how about the development of the disaster management games that you are developing? Because since 2018, like our networks is you know, get like the bigger, and as well as now at the elementary schools in Fukuoka, they have the tablet, or the kids have the tablet. So at that time, I think the tablet was one of the issue to you know, spread your games. But how is the development of your games?
Well, one thing that was quite amazing for us was that because of COVID, we got picked up in the US. So various cities around the world realized that what we were doing with our games was social distancing, outdoor education. We are the developer of the world's first digital playground, and the disaster management game that I introduced in Japan was based on that. And it is a game that combines outdoor physical gameplay with education. We have done more games like that. We have also done a lot of physical AR installations for cities to help the community learn about their environment and the actions that they need to take to assist with that. And so our product range has grown massively, and our understanding for different markets as well. So the opportunities now would probably be much stronger and better for us to come into Japan and to set something up.
Yeah, that's great to hear, because as your company, your project is growing, as well as GSC, we have more experience than that time, and we are also growing. So maybe from now we can resume our discussing of collaboration. Yeah. And also we would love to hear the other games, or the potential games that suit to the Japanese market. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
also today, you are lucky enough to have an audience from the Fukuoka city government. We see about 3-4 people from the Fukuoka city government participating. Everything is changing. You are growing up. Yeah, our team is sort of changing. Of course, the world is changing, right? So it might create a new opportunity for you.
Absolutely. And the COVID and social distancing requirements, playgrounds being shut around the world, parents being fearful about the kids catching COVID, it has really highlighted that the entire entertainment industry for communities has changed. So we're now looking at outdoor entertainment and education where you only touch your own device and not other signs. It has revolutionized the theme park industry. I actually ended up connecting with one of your Japanese artists who has developed the Light Animal, which is a interactive aquarium show. And so we are looking at collaborating and doing a joint collaboration here in New Zealand with Japan as well.
Yep. Matsuo-san from the Fukuoka city, do you have any comment? Are you there? Or
thank you so much for your proposal. My name is Yusuke from Fukuoka City Hall. Yeah, I'm very interested in the collaboration with your idea with the Fukuoka City program. So actually, our city is promoting a kind of art-related startup. So yeah, we would like to have something conversation with your business or ideas. So looking for your thank you so much.
Yeah, if we can get I'm guessing that we can exchange email addresses and then get in touch. That would be fantastic. We have so many showcases by now and case studies from all the way Australia, US, and Europe as well. So it would be fantastic to set something up in Fukuoka.
Actually, we can the meeting among 3 parties. So you, our team, and from Fukuoka City. Yeah,
that would be fantastic. Yeah.
Spring has come.
Nice.
Yep.
And we can't wait to jump on a plane and actually go back to Japan. It is in our travel plans. So yes.
Yep. So after the meeting, we'll arrange the meeting of us. No, thank you so much for your the participation today as a speaker and sharing your experience.
Yeah. Also, I really enjoyed your comment. It's as you mentioned, we are not good at saying no. However, it doesn't necessarily mean we mean yes. That so the people go, this is Japanese culture. Yeah. But
I absolutely enjoyed it. I really thoroughly loved learning about the users in Japan. It's a great market.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so there is one there is one question for Catriona.
Sorry, what is the question?
Oh, let me ask him.
Is it in the chat?
I think he's what is the type of subsidiary do they offer for Japanese startups?
What is the type of, is it subsidy?
Yes. Subsidiary. What is the type of subsidiary do they offer for Japanese startups?
Sorry, Pablo, do you mean the subsidy or subsidiary?
Hi there. Hi. Sorry.
Hi.
Hi, Katrina. Nice to meet you. I just, yes, the question was because we are a startup based in Fukuoka City, and we would like to know if there's any subsidiary from the government. For example, Fukuoka City, they has implemented some
Subsidies.
subsidiary.
You don't know. You mean the sort of supporting money, right?
Correct.
Subsidy.
To go and let's say to identify potential if our startup can match in Auckland or so on. So thank you.
There are, we would have to investigate properly. There are opportunities for us to assist you, and if you wanted to come into Auckland and test the market, but there are visas that we would help you to do that, that we could get for you on either working visas or student visas, but it just depends. There isn't exactly a fund that would give money to an international startup for them to come and trial. I think Mel might even be able to answer that question better, but we could investigate what support there would be if you were interested.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Okay, thank you so much. So now, because of the time, I would like to move on the next session. I would like to welcome Richard from Smarty. Richard.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we do.
Okay, now can you see me?
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Richard.
Hi, Catriona. Nice to meet you all. And I came to Japan with my partner in 2018, and we love it very much. So now I'm gonna share my screen and to tell you a little bit about our project here. Just a second. All right, can you see my slide? Okay, I'm Richard from Smarty, and I want to ask you a question. Have you ever used any smart home products? I think if you have ever used one of them, you will find that they are not so smart. They demand you to be smart because you have to pair with your product using Bluetooth and connect to Wi-Fi, and you probably forgot about your Wi-Fi password. That's a lot of work. There's no way for you to set up a smart, so-called smart home products that easily. So that's the problem we found in these kind of products. So basically, we have developed an SoC chip, which you can use this chip in your product. If you implement it with our chip, your product will have the ability to know what the user is talking to your product. using speech recognition technology, and who is speaking to the device using speaker recognition, and also where the sound is coming from using acoustic location. So, and also we can use your cell phone to develop an application which is using data over sound to communicate between your device and the application. That means there's no need for you to connect to Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or any kind of a network, just using sound, because sound wave is a wave. As long as it's a wave, we can program it. So we program the sound wave to include in the commands that enables your device to talk with applications. So that's our core technology and products. We can help you develop applications that is really easy to use. You can open your application and press the buttons to control your devices. That's it. There's no need to connect to the Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. So as for our services, we provide consultation services too. That means because not all the companies or teams that can develop hardware and software all together. Maybe you just need a solution. So we can provide the consultation solution for you to advise you on how to develop the hardware and also the software. And also, if you have some brilliant ideas, you don't have any developers, you can outsource your project to us. We can build your products with using our technology and our team. So that's basically what we provide in our company. That's a very brief introduction, but because talking is not that clear, so we also prepared a short video to demonstrate how our product is working in some demo products. Let me play this video. I will talk through it. The first one is the demonstration. I developed this application that using the technology I mentioned. This device is playing sound to this chip. You can see. The first one is just a circuit board. Then this one is just a working product, which is a lamp, a very beautiful designed lamp. We also using this same application to transfer data through sound. This one, I handmade this lamp. I using my voice. I don't know if you can hear the sound in the video, so that's why I'm explaining.
No, we cannot hear the sound of the video.
Okay, so I should explain it to you. So in this video, I'm telling the lamp to turn on and turn off. And also, this is a demonstration using the same circuit board. Turn on and off. And oh, sorry. If you cannot hear the sound of the video, I should explain more. This one is demonstrating the speech recognition technology. This is what I was trying to say in Japanese, Ohio, and then the speaker will repeat what I said. And also this one is demonstrating the speaker recognition, that I recorded my voice, trained my voice to the device. Then another person saying the same thing to the circuit board. So it's not reacting to the other person's command. Yeah, that's it. So basically using our SoC chip, you can build smart products that is smart enough that anybody can use. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for the introduction of project. So now I understand your project, and also I would like to hear some experience in Fukuoka. So you've been here for 3 years, 4 years almost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
more than 3 years now.
more than 3 years. So what did you have any difficulty, or how is the life here moving to Japan?
Yeah,
Fukuoka?
generally speaking, I'm enjoying living and working in Fukuoka. But at first, we did met a lot of difficulties. The main barrier is the language barrier, because both my partner and I were not able to speak Japanese. Now we can speak a basic survival level Japanese. So you can see I'm alive. So after 3 years, I'm still living here. And at first, we need to hire an interpreter everywhere we go to help us translating the documentations and also talking with people. But with the help with you guys, I think we get the ability to know more people here. We have a lot of our connections here. So our business is getting easier and easier, even though there's a pandemic is out there. I believe if there wasn't a pandemic, maybe our business would go much faster and bigger by now. Yeah.
I think because you look like a Japanese compared to the the all overs.
Yeah, I got that very often. Even sometimes when I meet a person, a stranger here in Japan, their first instance is speak Japanese to me, and they were, they will feel strange that I speak English to them. They thought, even when I go out with my Japanese friends, sometimes they talk to me first.
Oh.
And hi.
Hi.
Hi. It's been a long time.
Long time no see.
Actually, I want to talk to the Katrina and or GeoAR because the GeoAR, actually, especially the working in the gaming industry for the disasters. So I think the smart is the technique. This product is very good for the disaster because they don't need the Bluetooth Wi-Fi. So I think that if the smart chip has the
some potential, or some synergy with your.
How do you think?
The game.
Yeah, Mel, what do you think?
Yeah, I was going to ask Richard, are you already exporting to other countries around the world? It's amazing technology that you have.
Yes, we're planning to do that because our originally our technology is from China. So back in Beijing, we have another team, developer team. We have already using this product, our chip in lots of products, and also especially in some industrial applications that involve in the safety check. Using sound, for example, in the power stations, you have lots of machineries that you have some experienced maintenance staff that can tell whether or not the machine is working correctly by the sound. So we can use our technology to replace that work. So it will get easier to do that. Yeah, something like that. We try to make applications like that. Yeah.
Mel, would there be, is there any way that technology could work with you, with your products?
Oh, the first thing that comes to mind, Richard, is theme parks, because we do a lot of consultancy with theme parks, and anything that is voice driven, sensor driven, is working also with social distancing or not having to touch something. So it assists with not having to touch surfaces. My instant question would be, how does it handle different accents and different dialects and different what have you? You know that problem from Alexa, and her trying to understand what you're saying, or somebody else has got slightly different English. So that's definitely something that I would find very interesting, whether you have to teach the device your language or whether it just understands.
Actually, in theoretically speaking, the machine should be trained to understand all kinds of accents and languages. But if at first we don't find the model in our database, we need to gather more data, voice samples from the target group, so we can train our chip. And also there's an easy way to do that is if you, as the in the demonstration, I demonstrated one application that can recognize the speaker. Actually, you just record the command and some sentences of the speaker, then can train to recognize only that person. But I think that's not good for the theme part. You have to enable the device to recognize more people. Okay, so basically back to my original point that we have to train. If we have a new accent or new language, we can train it to be able to recognize that.
Yeah, but Mel, you don't have to worry. Richard is much better than Alexa.
Thank you.
Awesome, that's fantastic. I also think that this has got real merit for anyone who's vision impaired. So, that's probably another target group of yours. So that, having that combined with AI, and I guess this is where I'm trying to understand the difference between inbuilt sensors in current devices and what is being developed. And how you would see that being fitted to existing technology, whether you're planning on selling a chip to various manufacturers, or whether it's going to be an add-on, or whether it's something that you wear potentially.
Actually, the biggest difference is that our chip can be a part of the existing systems. Because of the chip has a limited memory, so we cannot store lots of data in the chip. So that means you can train the chip to recognize hundreds of commands. But if you want to talk to the device, you like using Siri or Alexa like that, you have to combine our chip and the cloud-based speech recognition technology together. So actually we can do the cloud-based too, but our technology, our strongest part is the local, the built-in chip, which has its limitations, which as I said, it supports hundreds of commands in total, not speaking freely. So if you have a device or system that is already working well, but if you are only using the cloud-based technology, if you are in some area that you don't have the internet access, your device will be not able to work it. So using our chip, your device can function in your basic commands without any internet connection.
So it's an offline system that you can train for the user.
Yes.
Sorry for interrupting, but because of the time, so after this meeting, maybe we can arrange the meeting with the Richard and Mel, and including Global Startup Center, to seek more opportunities and for the collaboration. Will be okay for you?
Yeah. We can talk more about the details later.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
And Akiko, there's just from Pablo, there's also a connection request there for Mel from Pablo. So from Tsunogaru EduTech, So
Sure.
if we could
yeah, I will.
connect.
I will connect you with Pablo after this meeting.
I think he's one. Pablo, is that correct? You'd like to connect with Mel from GeoAR Games? Yes.
Yeah. Maybe like we can do like the all in CC, so that everyone can get like a connection.
Yeah, so the anyway, we make sure they so whatever the meeting necessary, we arrange that. Maybe one,
Okay.
2, 3, anyway, we do that. All right.
We can do that. Yep. Great idea. Good idea. Thanks.
Thank you so much. So thank you all so much for the participation for today's event. So even though we put the link for the feedback form in the chat box, I will send you again the form later. So we appreciate if you could give us some minutes to answer them to improve our online event. And if you have any additional questions or to the Richard or Mel or Catriona, please feel free to let us know with the form. And thank you again for your time and in attending this event, and see you soon in the next event. Thank you so much.
Arigatou gozaimashita.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.